Hello everybody, how's it going today? My name is Joe Bedogne and I'm a real estate agent. This is the second part of my video series about the professionals you're going to have to encounter throughout the real estate transaction. Now, if you are a buyer, the second most important professional you're going to have to interact with is going to be your mortgage broker or your banker that's going to supply you with your mortgage if you are taking out a loan to finance your home. In some cases, I will have clients come to me and they've already spoken with a mortgage professional and they've already decided on one that they're going to use throughout the transaction, and that's great. If you come to me through a buyer's consultation and you do not have a mortgage professional that you're working with, I have several recommendations I can provide to you, and in an effort to not appear like I have some kind of second agenda where I'm getting kickbacks or anything like that. For one, that's illegal to do, but for two, it's actually my responsibility to provide you with a handful, typically 3 mortgage professionals. So in many cases, I will provide you with a handful of mortgage professionals. When you make the decision on the mortgage professional, there's a couple things you want to keep in mind. Now, I don't want to say this to speak bad about any specific mortgage company. Me personally, as an agent, I've had better luck with your smaller companies, your kind of local and privatized type of mortgage brokers versus some of the big brand name companies, but it's totally a matter of preference. The only reason I believe that to be true is because I find there to be a more personalized experience when you're working with like a local company. But it's all a matter of preference to you, the buyer. But when you do find a mortgage broker, one of the most important things to vet out is to make sure that they're using some kind of what they call desktop underwriting, where when they give you your pre-approval, they're actually vetting you out, because that'll be beneficial to everybody involved in the transaction. You as the buyer, the seller, of course, and also the agents that are involved within the transaction. In many cases, if you do not have a strong backing by the mortgage broker, some sellers will not even accept your offer. What I mean by that is there's a difference between providing your social security number to a mortgage broker. They check your credit score. They say you have a good credit score, and they give you pre-approval. They write you a pre-approval letter, and you use that pre-approval letter to put an offer on a house. That's not really the best situation. So when they do what they call desktop underwriting, they obviously can't get into the full underwriting process until you actually have an offer on the table. But what they can do is they're going to do income verification. So they're going to actually look at your pay stubs. They're going to look at your W-2s. They're going to look at like all your taxable type of information. They're going to want to even look in many cases, they're going to want to look at some bank statements just to make sure that you actually have some funds available in the bank account. And so during that process, you want to make sure that you have a thorough mortgage broker. Without getting into too much detail in this short video, there are a lot of types of situations that can come up throughout a real estate transaction that can make the mortgage fall through. So you want to find a mortgage broker who is versed in all those types of problems that can occur to make sure they help you avoid those problems ahead of time, because the last thing anyone wants to do is to be 3 or 4 weeks into a transaction when you're getting ready to close and something goes haywire and the whole transaction falls apart, and it's no fault of your own because we made a bad choice in choosing a mortgage broker. So I think the most important aspect to find out is, again, sort of like with the agent, you want a mortgage broker that you know, like, and trust, so they've gained your trust. One that's going to be detailed and explain to you the entire process, as long as me as your agent or whatever agent you choose is also going to explain the process. You want to make sure you're really well versed in the types of mortgage packages that are available to you. You want to be well versed in what the implications of those mortgage packages are to you, the buyer. And lastly, you want to make sure that they do some kind of pre-qualification aside from just simply doing a credit check. And again, that process is typically called desktop underwriting. So when you're interviewing a mortgage broker, you might want to ask them up front if they do desktop underwriting. it's going to save everybody a lot of headache in the long run. So I do hope that this content was valuable in terms of finding a mortgage broker. The next up on the list in terms of professionals you're going to have to interact with that I'm going to cover in my next video is going to be your home inspector. So again, I hope this was valuable, and if you did find some value, do me a favor, like, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Also, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave it in the comment section. And then if you're in the market to buy, sell, or invest in real estate within the state of Michigan, feel free to reach out to me at joerealdeals@gmail.com, and I will see you next time. Thank you.